morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad you're here with me again today. Do you know what the main idea of a story is? Well, it's kind of like this cone. The main idea is what the story is all about. And an ice cream cone, or the cone, is kind of what your ice cream cone is all about. The cone is great, but we need more to make it even better. And when you're reading a story, the main idea of the story is what your story is all about. But you need more to make your story better. You need details. You need supporting details. So when you're eating an ice cream cone, you need more than just the cone to make your cone great. You need, well, what do you need to make your cone better? A scoop of ice cream, or a supporting detail if you're reading a story. You need a supporting detail, and a supporting detail helps you know what your main idea is all about. And when you're eating an ice cream cone, the ice cream is your supporting detail. It helps your cone taste better. And what would make your cone even better? Well, 1 scoop is good, 2 scoops is better, but 3 scoops is great. And when you're reading a story, you have your main idea, which is your story, what your story is all about, and you have one detail that helps you to know that's your main idea. And if you can find a second detail, that helps you know, yeah, that's what my main idea is. And if you can find 3 supporting details, you know, that's my main idea, and those are my details. That's how I know my story is all about that's what I know my main idea is all about my story. So remember, you have the main idea is what your story is all about, and that you have supporting details that help support your main idea. All right, so now you see our supporting details and main idea. What if we do an example? So the book we read this morning, or just read here, was Max Found 2 Sticks. And so let's use this book as an example and find the main idea from here. So all through the book it said that Max liked to drum, or it showed examples of or talked so much about how Max liked to drum. So the main idea of this story would be that Max liked to drum. That was his favorite thing to do. I mean, he didn't want to talk. All he did was drum. Whenever someone wanted to talk to him, he answered with some sort of a drumming or tapping. So the main idea of this story would be Max liked to drum. So that would be our main idea. Now, what are some supporting details? And I kind of gave it away because I said whenever he answered a question, he wouldn't talk, he would drum. So what were our examples? Well, the first thing he did when he got his sticks were he tap, 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 tapped on his thighs. So the first supporting detail would be he tapped on his thighs with his sticks. So that could be a detail. The second one, and it says right here in our story, is, whoops-a-daisy, went too far. I should have marked that. He tapped on his thighs. You remember that? Tapping right there on his thighs. I remember that page. And then the second thing was he tapped on his bucket, his grandpa's bucket. His mom asked, what did you do? He tapped on his, what are you doing with the grandpa's cleaning bucket? And he's just tapping on it. So that's another supporting detail of what our main idea was. He liked to drum. He used grandpa's bucket. He was tapping on his bucket. Tap, 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 and I remember that. And then the third thing was, I remember him tapping on those glass bottles, the Coke bottles, the soda bottles that his friends were drinking. When they finished with them, he didn't throw them away. He just made clanging noise, and it sounded just like the church bells. So he tapped on the soda bottles. So that's the third detail. So we have soda bottles, and we would write them right here. Soda bottles, supporting detail. Soda bottles, the grandpa's cleaning bucket, and tapping on his thighs. And so next time you see the wind blow some sticks down at your feet, you can think, are they just sticks, or are they drumming sticks? Tap, 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 tap. And think of all the fun you can have next time you see sticks blown on the ground. All right, see you next time.